Welcome back to another session of Demo Mondays. Demo Mondays is video series presented on Mondays where I invite creators of different Amazon seller tools and I ask them to present their products. And today my guest is JumpSend. And JumpSend is presented by the Adam from JumpSend. Hello, Adam.
Hey, how you doing, Augustus?
All good. And please tell us what JumpSend is and what kind of problems does it solve for Amazon sellers?
So the main reason we created JumpSend was to help sellers launch products successfully on Amazon. So the core of JumpSend is we actually have a deals marketplace on our own website where we have over 100,000 shoppers that Amazon sellers can promote their products to, essentially giving away coupons and using it to boost their sales so that they can rank higher on Amazon, grow their sales organically. And then we also have a built-in platform for sending emails that are automated. And automated emails help sellers get reviews. So when customers purchase their products, they can set up sequences that email their customers maybe 2 or 3 times over the period of a week, or once the product's shipped, or once it's delivered, or if a product's been refunded. And it's used to help sellers get reviews and also prevent negative reviews.
And before we go any further, can you just tell any statement about if this product is according to terms and service of Amazon?
Yeah, so everything we do is within TOS, within Amazon's terms of service, and that's one reason why, or one of the things that we like to kind of pride ourselves on is that, you know, some of these other services that are similar, they don't always follow the rules, and we want sellers who sign up for JumpSend to have the peace of mind that everything that they're doing is within Amazon's terms of service.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of Amazon sellers are you targeting? Should it be a small, a big seller?
We have a range. Most of what we do is help, beginners and intermediate sellers, but we definitely can cater to advanced sellers as well. Actually, a lot of our advanced sellers will kind of choose one of the main features they like a lot, kind of like they either really like the emails because it helps them get reviews, or they really like to run promotions, and so they use a lot of the promotions.
And which marketplaces are you covering?
So for promotions, we cover just the US and UK Amazon, and for emails, we cover pretty much all the European markets and North American markets.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So I think we are ready to see how JumpSend looks inside and how do you work with it.
Okay, sure. All right. So I'll just give you guys like a sort of a quick demo on how to use JumpSend. So as I mentioned before, within JumpSend, we have 2 areas, and one of them is product promotions and the other one is email campaigns. Before we do any of this, usually an Amazon seller would link their account, their MWS account, to JumpSend. And over here you'll see all the products that we have. You can see the different variants. And essentially each plan type that we sell, or that we offer, I should say, comes with a maximum number of products. So if right now I have, let's say I have a starter plan, I would only have 3 products available for either email campaigns or promotions. So if I want to run promotions for, these 3 products, and I also want to run email campaigns, maybe for this product also, I'd have to add more products to my plan. But usually that's like a rare case. Usually people will have, this amount of products, and they'll set up email campaigns and promotions, or just one or the other. So, this is pretty straightforward. It just syncs your products. You can update your image. You can click here to update the images if you need to. And then let's do the fun stuff. So probably the main thing that people use JumpSend for is for the product promotions. So right over here, I have product that, right now it's not active in JumpSend as a promotion, but you can go here and we'll show you how a promotion gets set up. But actually, before I do that, this is the JumpSend Deals Marketplace. So once you've published a promotion to the marketplace, it'll show up here. shoppers, we have over 100,000 shoppers monthly, will come here. They can choose a price range. They can choose the discount amount. They can browse between categories. And as I said before, we have the US and UK for promotions. So we'll run, so sellers will run deals here. And essentially what a shopper will do is they'll come here, they'll request an item. Okay, I'm not logged in, but you would request the item. And then what happens is over here in the promotions is it'll show, let's see if I have a good example. You'll see here that you would see a purchase request here, and then you'll either approve it or deny it. And you can also set it up automatically to just approve anyone that requests a coupon. But this is just an example here. So let's go ahead and I'll show you guys that it only takes a few minutes really to set up a promotion on JumpSend. So over here we have the bamboo marshmallow sticks, which is a product that we sell on Amazon. It's a Jungle Scout and JumpSend owned product. Essentially, all this information gets synced with Amazon, but if you wanted to edit anything in terms of how it shows on the deals marketplace, you can add information here, anything you want. You'll pick a category and you can pick your shipment method. Pretty straightforward. We do offer a special type of keyword targeting for Amazon promotions. For JumpSend promotions. So you can actually, if you wanted to, you could target specific keywords. What this does is essentially it adds the keyword to the link that the shopper uses to purchase the product, and it helps you rank. It gives you a boost in ranking organically for those keywords. So for this example, I could do bamboo marshmallow sticks. We do recommend that you use keyword targeting because it's effective and it helps you rank higher for keywords that you want. So there's an example. We just run, this is essentially a verification that checks if your product is actually indexed for that keyword. So if your product's not indexed for that keyword, so like if I type in water, it'll show an error there. So for this example, let's target bamboo marshmallow sticks, and we'll go on to the next step. We offer in JumpSend, we offer inventory protection. So essentially what this is we recommend most people turn it on. And what it does is it limits the quantity that people can purchase per day on your product. So what happens sometimes is when people are offering large discounts on their products, if they don't have a quantity limit set, shoppers certain people, I should say, can purchase a large amount of inventory, and what happens sometimes is people will try and resell that. So we put inventory protection in JumpSend to prevent that from happening as much as possible. So over here, this is essentially that I would only limit my promotion to giving away one per day, or I should say one per purchase. So if someone wants to purchase my product using a coupon, they can only purchase one maximum. You can set it to whatever you want, but between 1 and 3 is probably okay. Once the promotion's over, it'll go back to people can order as many as they want at full price. So here's where we set the we'll set the promotion date. So let's say today's the 26th of July. Let's say I wanted to start my promotion tomorrow. So I would set I would set it here. So let's say tomorrow's Friday 27th. I would set it there and I would choose an end date. Usually people run promotions for about a week, maybe 10 days. You can always extend it after, but you just have to make sure that in Amazon and Seller Central, you extend your coupons as well. There's a whole other thing to go and show how to set up coupons. If you want, I can walk through that, but essentially what you're doing is you're setting up you're managing a promotion on Amazon Seller Central. You get single-use coupon codes, and you set the discount amount in Seller Central, and you set what I just did as well, like the end date and all this information in Seller Central. And you'll come here, and all you have to do is post your copy and paste the single-use codes. And if you have JumpSend, we also have a video here that walks you through exactly how to do all that. So this is pretty straightforward. You just put in your coupon codes, and then the last step before you review it is you can choose to manually approve shoppers, or you can set it to approve shoppers automatically. Essentially, depending on, this is like sort of just a preference for anyone. For promotions that I might run, if I have time and I want to dedicate some time to it, I could do it manually, which I usually do, because if you're running a promotion, you're trying to rank your product, for example, and you notice after a few days it's either going really, really well, or maybe it's not going as well as you'd hope. With manual approval, you can kind of choose you can kind of pick and choose every day, like, okay, I want to approve less shoppers today and more shoppers today, or less shoppers today and more tomorrow, and anything like that. You can kind of control it a little bit better. It is some manual work, but depending on your preference, you might want to do that, or you might just do it automatically. You say automatically approve 10 shoppers a day because you need to sell at least 10 products a day to rank for a keyword, for example.
Okay, so it's the only way to control how many items I want to sell per day, right?
Yeah, how many coupons you want to give away. So, if somebody, I'll show you after. I think I have an example that might show you this a little bit better.
Of course, maybe if I allow 10 coupons today, doesn't mean that all 10 coupons will be redeemed today. So.
Yeah, that's true too. So that sort of depends on the niche and the discount you set. So like if let's say you're in like a very specific niche, I don't know, an example would be like you sell like a very specific car part or something like that, something very, very specific. Even at a high discount, it might be really hard for you to sell to get people to claim the coupon on a place like JumpSend, because unless they absolutely need that product, it's sort of not in their best interest to like buy a product they don't need. So I think like this works most of the time, but there are specific cases like that where it might be harder for certain sellers to get all their coupons redeemed. But most of the time, if you put a product up here and you put a high discount, you'll get a lot of requests. So, and usually like right away too. So, yeah, that's it. So once you're here, you just kind of review the information here. If I put in 100 coupons, I'd want to make sure that that's the right amount before I publish it. And that's pretty much it. So once you publish it, which I won't do because these aren't real coupon codes, you would go over to the Deals Marketplace and you would see your product somewhere in the top here. So there you go. So that's product promotions on JumpSend. It's pretty straightforward. It's probably the easier of the two features that we have to use. And it also has a very high impact on your on your Amazon sales. It has a high impact on ranking for keywords and helping you get to the top of Amazon. Essentially, the goal with promotions is to help sellers who are launching products get from page 50 all the way up to number 1. Let me see. I might have an example of a promotion that we did a little bit more recently. Here you go. So this is what it would look like. So when someone makes a purchase request, so a shopper requests your coupon, you just come here. You would come here essentially every day or however often you want, and you click approve or deny. One thing that's good to note here also is that we have certain badges to verify shoppers. So when shoppers sign up for us, they can verify with their Amazon account, and they can verify their account with a phone number, and that helps prevent like things like it's just a good way to verify shoppers are valid. And here and there we get like people setting up sort of fake accounts because they want to request more than one coupon. So this is one way that we can verify them. So if they verify with a phone number, we can approve. We know that they have one account. So one feature we are going to be releasing probably this summer is when I showed you earlier the approving shoppers automatically. There will be a feature where you can choose that they have only approved shoppers that have badges. So that's just coming up soon for JumpSend. Okay, so the next feature of JumpSend that I'm going to cover here is our email campaigns. So essentially, this is the main email campaign screen, and you can see here I have all my email campaigns. I can set it up by SKU as well. And I guess we'll use JungleSnug as an example. Essentially what this shows here is it shows the subject of the email. Actually, sorry, that's not the actual subject. That's the name of the email here. It tells you when this email gets sent out, and it tells you when it gets sent out. So just to give you an understanding here, so this is our JungleSnugs campaign. So these get sent out with the JungleSnugs product that we have, which is a hooded baby towel. This email, which is called thanks for the order, it goes out as soon as the product's purchased. The customer is going to get an email. There's a review request. So as soon as when the product's delivered, it'll wait 2 days and then it'll send an email. So, and if you want, you can come here and let's say you don't like the purchase email or it's not working well for you, you can turn it off, or you can turn off all the emails in the campaign here. But let's just dive in. So to create a campaign first, let's create a new campaign. Okay, so essentially, when you're creating so this is where like most sellers would end up when they sign up. So they sign up for an account. Okay, they want to send emails. They want more reviews. So they come here and they get to choose a template. So for JumpSend, we have 3 like preset templates, and essentially the templates, this one includes 3 emails. This one includes just 1 email, and this one also includes 3 emails. Or you can make your own custom template from scratch. Most sellers will pick a template because it makes their lives a lot easier. And we do usually recommend at least one using a template because we've tried these a lot and we know that they work. So essentially, let's just for this example, we'll pick this 2 review request template. Because I've already, I guess we can set up an email campaign here, which is cool. So this would be for the Jungle Slumbers Mummy Sleeping Bag. And if I wanted to, I could turn on just one variant. Let's say I want to only send emails for one variant or the other or all of them. So let's do all of them, and then we'll just go to the next step. So this is where some sellers get maybe a little bit confused, but it's actually quite simple. And I'm just going to explain what all these cool looking dots are. We actually call them nodes. But essentially this one right here is actually a trigger. This is like a waiting period or a delay. And then this is where you actually have the email. So let's see, so an example here would be I want to create a new trigger. So I want to start a sequence. These are sequences. I want to start a sequence of emails after a product's been refunded. So this tells me, okay, a product's been refunded, and I want to wait, I want to send it as soon as possible. So I'll choose 0 days. You can also do as soon as possible, which is 0 days, same thing. And I want to send them an email. So it's very simple. And I click on that email node, and I have now an email builder. So I'll give it a name. So refund request, and I'll put something like here. We like to use these. Let's do the buyer first name. So we'll say, hey Augustus, how can we help? So this is an example. Someone requests a requests a refund, and we'll want to write them a message. So we'll say, hi, buyer first name, we noticed that you recently requested a refund and wanted to know if there's anything we can do to help. Something like this. of course you would write like maybe a better email, but this is essentially the idea. And what you can do here as well is you can add a logo. Here, I'll put my face in this email. So, so I want to put my face right here, right? And I'll align it. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. So I just added a personal touch to this email. Now a customer gets my email, they'll see my face. And if I want, I can either replace this or add above. I can add my logo here above. And this is the idea behind sending customers emails is, you're giving your brand and your product a personality, and you're giving customers a way to relate to something they just purchased, instead of just, they purchase a product and it arrives. This gives you a way to communicate with them. It gives them, depending on the email, like in this case, we're sending them, they're asking for a refund. We want to talk to them. We want to, prevent a negative review. We want to prevent negative feedback, and we want to figure out what we can do to make it better. We want to maybe, if their product is broken and that's why they're requesting a refund, we want to communicate with them via the buyer messaging platform, which is what's connected right here. So if someone replies to one of these emails, it'll go into your Amazon account and you can see the responses there. You can also add attachments to emails. So sometimes people will send things like recipe books, instruction manuals, things like that. So we're just gonna. This is the preview of the email. So it'll populate the buyer's name right there, first name. So hi John, how can we help? Hey, we noticed you recently requested a refund. I want to know if there's anything we can do to help. Adam, there's my photo. So, I mean, this is pretty much the email builder, but I'll just go through maybe another example or two just to show you just maybe one more example. So let's get rid of that whole sequence. And now we're back to just what the template originally, the first template we selected. This is actually what it looks like. So to edit an email, I'm going to click over here. And this one, because we chose a template, is already pre-populated. So let's just go to the preview here so I can show you what this looks like. So it's important to preview your email because you can see here, thanks for your order of, this is going to pull in your whole product title. So, in the email world, this might be a really long subject line. So, if your product has a short name, this would work. But in this case, I might actually want to just put, thanks for your order of slumber sleeping bag. So in this case, I might just want to put it there myself, or I might even change the subject line. The templates are here as sort of like guidelines. We recommend that people actually come in here and add their own personal touch to it. And add their own content and give themselves essentially their own personality. So in this case, I always like to use the buyer's first name in the subject line. So I might do hi, my first name, thanks for your order. That's it. I might just do something like that, as simple as that. Thanks for choosing. And then here you can insert the product name, which is essentially an autofill tag. We'll put a link for the order details over here as well. And then if you just want to use this template the way it is, you can just put your name right there. And if you wanted to, you could add an image like I did as well. We can preview it. And over here you have a link. If a customer wants to get their order details, they can just click this link and it'll take them directly to the order. Yeah, that's it. That's just an example of a purchase confirmation email. And then the next one is what everyone wants to know about is review requests. So this subject line, following up on your recent Amazon purchase. I'm going to preview it here so we can see all the tags. Here it puts in the product name, and I just wanted to follow up, make sure that everything with your order is as expected. If you had a good experience, you can share your experience with others. Please review this product. So someone here can click this link, and it'll take them to a page where they can review the product. They also have the opportunity here to leave seller feedback. That's just very basic. So 2 days after the product's delivered, they'll get that email. And then 5 days after this email, so a whole week after the product's been delivered, they'll get a review reminder. And this one is actually has a visual in it. So yeah, it's sort of a similar email, just saying, if there's anything we can do to improve your experience, please let us know by replying to this email, and to please leave a review. There's also one, I'll show you one of the other tags that we use a lot here, which is called the product review link stars. So, it's still showing the old one sec. So it shows the product image. We're going to take that out. This one actually shows the product image with the review stars. So this is a special tag that we'll use where, we'll say, how did the site meet your expectations? And this is actually a link here that when they click on this button, it'll also take them to a page to review the product. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So this is our email builder. Of course, if you want, you can come back to, you would name your campaign here. So this would be the Jungle Slumbers, and you would publish it. Let's publish it, but it's over here, but I'm actually going to turn it off because I don't want to send those emails. And, if you want to edit it, you can just come back here, click on the button, and you can edit it. And of course, let's see if this will work. You can create a new campaign. You can always do a custom campaign. You can try one of our other templates. The custom one pretty much allows you to just start like this, blank. So you want to say, product's been shipped. As soon as the product's shipped, I want to email my customer, and then you would write your email right here. And then you want to say the product's been delivered. I want to wait 3 days, maybe 5 days. And then I want to ask for a review, and just put, for example, the product review link stars. Something like this. I mean, of course, you would want to write an email, but I'm just showing you very quickly how you can set this up.
Yeah, all right. And you mentioned there are templates, and campaign sending works on multiple European markets. So do you provide templates in different languages as well?
So at the moment, we don't support templates in different languages, but that is something we're working on to get as soon as possible. So these emails for right now for European marketplaces are generally in English. But if you want, for example, you could set up campaigns to, if you wrote in French or another language, you could set them up in that language if you wanted.
Mm-hmm. But templates you are planning to produce for the clients as well.
Yeah, these are all things that we will be adding. So,
all right. So we have looked at the products, campaigns, promotions, and deals. So we have covered everything. Perfect.
Yeah, we did.
And in this screen, the campaign screen, here we see all the campaigns for all the marketplaces, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Great. So I think we can maybe talk a lot about the pricing.
Sure. So here's our pricing page. So if you want to pay monthly, which I think most of our customers pay monthly, for the starter plan, it's $29 a month. Entrepreneur plan is $59 a month. Business $99 and enterprise $199. The only difference between the plans, like I said, is the number of products that you can have active at one time. So for the starter plan, you can have 3 products active at one time. Excuse me. So that means you can have 3 email campaigns for 3 products and 3 promotions for the same 3 products. And then it goes the same for all the other plans.
All right.
Yeah, our pricing is pretty straightforward at the moment. If you do want to sign up annually, you save about 30 or 35% annually.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll save 30% per month, but you pay upfront for the whole year.
Great, thank you. And can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming features on JumpSend? You already mentioned at least two, that multi-language templates, and that the buyer will be able to filter the shoppers by the tags, by the badges.
Badges, yeah, by the badges we call them. So, yeah, that's one of those are just some of the smaller features we're coming out with. But right now, our team's working. The main project they're working on is a dashboard. So, essentially, kind of we do have some analytics in there. I didn't. That was the one thing I didn't show too much, but because we're working on a new dashboard that'll be coming out, which essentially shows all your email performance, all the different stats with your emails, and it'll also show you the coupon redemptions essentially all the coupon redemptions per product in like one dashboard. So I don't know, think of it as like an analytic. We call it the analytics dashboard, and that's one thing that's coming out this summer. So that's
when I was looking at your demo, I missed a little bit some kind of analytics. So it's good that you are bringing this up.
Yeah, it's very important to us, and we're just trying to finish that project as soon as possible. So.
All right. And support, how do people get in touch with your support?
So to get support, you just email support@jumpsend.com. We also have like a help desk with a bunch of tutorials. We also have some other pages that we have with tons of free content for how to use the app and tutorial videos. We have all sorts of stuff like that. We do have really good support. So it's not 24 hours, but we do have people working on the weekends. So yeah.
Cool.
People actually when the people review our product, they tell us that our support is one of the best. So
that's good. Yeah, Jungle Scouts support, I have experience in the past also. I can say good words.
Yeah, it's the same team. So
yeah. So the final question, do you have any offer for Demo Mondays viewers?
Yeah, so actually right now we're offering, and this isn't going to last forever, but right now we're offering 35% off your first month of JumpSend. So it's still a limited time. We'll probably have it on for a little bit. So hopefully by the time you watch this video, the link will still work and you'll be able to get 35% off your first month. So that actually puts the starter plan at just under $20. It's actually $18.50 just for your first month. And then after that, it's the full price. But
great. Thank you very much, Adam, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.